everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mia, and for today's look I'm gonna be playing with color, and I'm also gonna be using some new products that I recently purchased. I went shopping at the happiest place on earth like 2 weeks ago, and I actually have a funny story to tell you guys about this recent trip. So we're just gonna get started with this look that I don't know, I was on Pinterest earlier today just trying to find some inspiration, and I saw this really pretty like sunsetty blue look and I felt inspired, so we're gonna try to achieve that today and basically see where it takes us. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So my eyes are already primed using the same old Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original. And instead of using my Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia Beverly Hills, I actually used her brow definer. I'm in the shade Dark Brown. And this is really great when I'm like on the go and I don't want to do like the full-on brow routine that you see so many other men and women doing. So yeah, this is definitely a good thing to have in your makeup bag. So now I'm just gonna get started on my eyes. I'm playing with 3 different palettes for this look that I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to start off with my Morphe Boss Mood palette. I think that's what it's called. Morphe Boss Mood palette. It looks like this. I haven't played with this in a while. Honestly, ever since I bought the Bronze Goals palette, I've been using that pretty much every day for work. That's been like the new go-to palette, but I have to show my other palettes some love every now and then. So I think I'm going to take this orange shade that you see right here on my Luxie, I can barely read it, it's like on my Luxie 205 brush. This is the tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to put that orange shade all in my crease area as my transition. So let me tell you guys about what happened at Sephora 2 weeks ago. So my mom and I we're like, let's go to this mall that we haven't been to in a while and see what's new. Let's go shopping for some new clothes. And I see Sephora, and I mean, of course I've got to go in, right? You know how they have like super Walmarts where it's like a Walmart that's 4 times as big as a regular Walmart? That's what this Sephora was. It was a super Sephora. It was huge, and they just had so many more products that they like are usually, I only can find them online, that they were in store. Like so many brands that are usually online were in this Sephora, and I lost my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, they have this here, I want this, they have this here, I need that. And when we got to the register to pay for everything, the lady was like, okay, that'll be $310 and so cents. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. A typical Sephora trip for me is in the like $150 to $200 range. Like I'll be honest, I on average spend that much at Sephora. But when it got into the $300 range, my mom literally like came out of nowhere behind me and was just like, what? And she kind of had to remind me, you know, you have a giant student loan bill hanging over your head that you need to keep in mind. Don't act like you're some baller who can just drop a couple G's down and it'll be fine, you know? So she kind of had to remind me just how broke I am and that I shouldn't be spending $300 at Sephora. I shouldn't even be spending what I normally spend at Sephora, but it's my money, I do what I want. So yeah, that was kind of funny. We took some items out so I could get the price back down, the grand total back down, but yeah, it was kind of a moment of weakness, I would say. They just had so many cute things in there, you know, and I just really love makeup. So I'm gonna stay here for a while with this orange and really build it up, because the next color that I'll be going into or in with is a little bit deeper than this, but I just really want this first shade to stand out. So take your time with this and just build it up as you go. Mostly just what you're most comfortable with. You know, some people will stop right here and they'll be like, okay, good, onto the next shade. But for me, I'm just gonna make this as bold as possible. So now that I'm really happy with how deep this orange is, like I said, I wanted it to be pow. I'm gonna go in with a little darker shade just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension and just keeping with the warm theme. This is the Magic by Juvia'S palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade right up top, right here. It's called Decay, and it's like a really pretty deep orange. And I'm going to take that on a Vanity Planet brush. This is another blending brush. Just right directly underneath where the brown or the orange basically stops, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit and just continue with the transition of shades that I'm adding. Place that right here. And then just blend it all out. So I recently got into watching the TV show Stranger Things because after I finished Criminal Minds, I thought, okay, let's watch something funny, something lighthearted. And I just couldn't get into the show that I was watching before that. So I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just go back to something scary. And I was like, okay, let's see what the hype is with Stranger Things. Everyone loves it. Everyone talks about it. And now I know why. That has to be one of my favorite shows to ever come to Netflix. It is so good, you guys. And like, had I known that it was set in the 80s, I would have started watching it when it originally premiered back in 2016, I think, because I love anything that is set in the 80s. So it's my new favorite show. I already finished both seasons and I'm just patiently waiting, like everyone else, for season 3 to premiere. And I think because the 3rd season will premiere on the 4th of July, I think I'm gonna rewatch both seasons again at like the end of June just to kind of refresh my memory so that when I do begin season 3, I can just hop right back in and I'll know who's who and what's what. So yeah, if you're looking for something that is along the like scary, thriller, supernatural side, Stranger Things, I definitely recommend it. My favorite character is Dustin. I'll put a photo of his beautiful face right here. I think he's such a cute kid. I think he's got, like, despite his condition that he has, like the actor who plays him, I think he has such a beautiful smile. Like, his whole face lights up when he smiles. So he's definitely my favorite character. Him and 11, of course, because like, how would you not love 11? Honestly, that girl is iconic. So I'm really liking how this is looking so far with the 2 orange shades, but now I think it's time to move on to this blue shade that I want to add in. And I think for that I need to go in with another Juvia'S palette. So this is the Masquerade by Juvia'S. Looks like this, just really bright and colorful. And I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Chi. It's a really bright, bold blue. I don't use blue a lot, but when I do, definitely gotta go in with it. But I'm gonna make it really light and then build as I go. So I think for that I'm gonna need this brush right here. This is the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just gonna carve out the area of my lid right beneath where those 2 orange shades are, and then I'm gonna cover my entire lid with the blue. But for right now, we're just gonna trace it out just to kind of get a feel of where I want that color to be on my lids. So this is usually when like a lot of other people would like do a cut crease at this point, where you take the concealer first all over your lid to carve out where you want the color to be, and then you go in with the eyeshadow, but I don't have time for that. Okay, so now that I've traced out exactly where I want the blue eyeshadow to be, I'm going to add a little bit more pigment on my brush and just really deepen it up a little bit so that the color is nice and bright, because I just want to make sure that it's just loud and proud and in your face. Okay, so far so good. So I thought that I was gonna need an additional makeup brush for my lid, but I just love how good this Morphe brush is picking up the blue, so I think I'm gonna use this to continue to pack on the color all over my lid. Wow. Alright, so now that this blue is large and in charge and in your face, I'm going to take the first brush I use. This is my Luxie 205 brush. And I'm going to go back in with my Morphe Boss Mood palette, and I'm going to grab that orange right there that I started with and just really continue to blend everything out so that it does look smooth, because the blue definitely took over. You can still see the orange, but I still want it to pop a little bit more. So I'm just going to add a little more of that on my brush and just put it in my crease right on top of that blue. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up my eyes a little bit because I can see some color under here and right on the sides. So for that, I'm going to take just a makeup remover wipe. This is from Neutrogena. I love these wipes for taking off my makeup. Alright, so now for my mascara, I'm going to take my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, and for my lashes, I'm using my my DoDo lashes. These are in the style 115. So for my face, I'm trying out a new primer today actually. I just picked this up. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I wanted to try it because I heard really, really good things about it from other YouTubers. It's really hard for me to find really good primers. The ones that I do love are the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. That's a really good drugstore. It's not for makeup, it's aftershave, but it's a really good primer for your skin. And then I also use the Fenty Pro Filter Longwear Primer. I think that's what it's called, but that's another good one. But I wanted to try this out, so this is what it looks like. I have combination skin, for those of you that may be wondering. It's really hard for me to find a primer that works with both the dry and the oily areas of my face. So if you are also combination skin and you have a primer that you love, that you think would really work, please let me know in the comments. So now I'm going to grab this stick foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. I am in the shade Warm Almond. So I can already tell that I'm going to have to build up this foundation and add a little bit more, because I do like full coverage for the areas of my face that have acne or acne scars, which is fine. You know, I'm not opposed to having to build up a foundation, and I think that's so great about this product is that it is a stick, so you can apply as little or as much as you want. Alright, now for concealer, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Tan Sand. I'm going to put that all over my cheeks and my nose and my forehead, just the areas that I want to highlight. Okay, so now to set that, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty powder. This is in the shade Hazelnut. And I'm going to take that on a Vanity Planet flat brush and just set the areas that I just hit with that concealer so that everything can just stay in place. If you haven't gotten your hands on Rihanna's new powders, ugh, you really need to. They are so good. They're so smooth. Alright, now for the rest of my face, you guys already know. Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation in the shade Hazelnut. I'm going to take that on a Vanity Planet foundation brush and just set the rest of my face. So for bronzer today, I'm trying out a new bronzer. This is by Fenty Beauty. It's called the Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. I am in the shade Cocoa Naughty, and I'm going to take that on my Morphe M527 brush. So this is what it looks like. It's really dark and deep and matte. So I'm going to see how this looks on my skin. This is the second to last shade in the shade range for her bronzers. So let's just see what this can do. I feel like I use my Nars bronzer all the time, and even though I love it, I just wanted to, you know, try something else, and Rihanna came out with this at the perfect time. Don't think that because your skin is dark you cannot pull off a bronzer, because yes, you can. No, I'm living proof that we can bronze up our skin and look just as good, just like everybody else. They have bronzers for every skin tone. Alright, moving on to highlight. I'm going to take my Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. I haven't used this in so long because my original one broke. I bawled my eyes out. I was so sad. So I'm going to take that on a Morphe M510 brush and just hit the cheeks and my nose. This is one of the best highlighters I think I've ever used. It's right up there. See, look at that. It's right up there with the Anastasia Omrizi highlight. Like, I don't think anything shines as bright as these two highlighters. So now that my face is complete, I'm going to go back in with my eyes. I'm going to take this brush right here. This is the Morphe M508 brush, and I'm going to grab my Juvia'S Masquerade palette, and I'm going to take that shade right up here again. This is Chai, and I'm just going to really smoke out and bring down that blue so that it's got this nice, pretty, just blown out feel to it. Alright, so now I'm going to take the same brush, I cleaned it off camera, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is the Morphe Boss Mood palette, and I'm going to take that deep orange right there, and I'm going to put it directly underneath the blue just so that it can mirror my upper lid. Alright, now to brighten up my inner corner, I'm going to take this shade right here in the Masquerade palette. It's called Dahlia. It's a really pretty gold shade. And I'm just going to put that in my inner corner. So now I'm going to do my bottom lashes and my eyeliner off camera, but just to show you what I'm using, I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced mascara, and then you already know, L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in Blackest Black. And then we're going to do the lips, set the face, and that'll be it. Okay, so now for my lips, I'm going to keep it really simple and really just light and nude because the star of the show are the eyes. I'm going to take my Maybelline lipstick. This is in the shade Raw Chocolate, and I'm going to put that all over my lips. And depending on how it looks, I may add a gloss, but let's just see. I'm kind of digging it with no gloss. It's really just simple and understated and, you know. Alright, so moving on to the last step, I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to set my face with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Stuff smells so good, you guys, too. Alright, and that is it for this look. I love how it turned out. I've always wanted to see what orange and blue would look like on my skin, and now that I know, and oh yeah, I'm really digging it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for other looks that you want to see me try, or other tips that you want me to show you, please let me know. I'm all for it. I'm all for new suggestions and new comments. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!